Hello, my name is Chris Palmer, and in today's backlinking video, I would like to talk about how to build backlinks and your link building safely. So let's not waste time. Let me just get into these very, very important facts, all right? Facts or information, however you want to digest this talk that we're going to have. So here's the main piece. So what I really want to get at is, if you have your main website, all right, I'm going to draw this out for visual representation just to make it more fun, and I'm a visual learner. So when we have your main website and you're creating content, let's say it's an affiliate website, and this is a product page, all right? If you're building links to the product page, it is blatantly obvious if you were to get a manual action that those are paid links, all right? Do not build links to product pages. So that's the number one tip. When you have your home page, you have your product page, there should be supporting content, right? If you want to silo it or whatever your page structure is, it's completely irrelevant. But you should have something that's going to be a link magnet, something that is created, a piece of content to gather links, something that a person can link out to. Because when you're doing manual outreach that is niche specific, as you know, it is very difficult to have somebody link to a product page, but they are very willing to link to a piece of content that is informational that supports the product page. So when you're building links out, you should be building links to your info pages, right? Or supporting articles, whatever you would like to call them, and they can link to your product pages, basically powering up, or I like to call these your ranking pages. This is your ranking page. Now, it is very beneficial to send links to the ranking page, and sometimes you can get links to the ranking page, but 9 times out of 10, when you're sending links to a product page or a main ranking page, it is blatantly obvious that those links are bought. So it's a lot better to create your info-based pages and collect links to those specific pages. You can call them lead magnets or link magnets, whatever you would like to call them. All right. So that's the very first thing. Please do not link to your product pages. It's blatantly obvious, especially if you get a manual action when somebody manually reviews your site after 2 weeks. It's going to be very obvious. So that's tip 1. Now let's talk about tip 2, which is going to be a lot more important, and this is going to be the best tip of the day. That's why I saved it till last. All right. So this is going to be tip 2. So tip number 2 is this. Generally, manual actions, link penalties, are a page-by-page action. All right. It's not site-wide. When you are generating link penalties, this is a page-by-page thing, all right? If you've had a penalty, I'm sure you can understand this, or if you've been in SEO. But for anybody that is viewing this and hasn't had this type of thing happen yet, it's a page-by-page deal. So there's going to be a couple tips inside of here that could be very helpful. If you are exploring, all right, your link building opportunities. I'm not saying that this is the best thing to do or the right thing to do, but if you're paying for links, if you're building link types that are less expensive or easier to get, or maybe a little bit more grayish hat, might I suggest building out, all right, you have your homepage, all right, and we'll stay in the affiliate, but this holds true for your local pages, because all right, let's say that this is your main ranking content. So if this was going to be a local, this would be one of your service pages for your head term. If you're a plumber, it'd be your plumber page for your town. All right, that's your ranking page. If this is an affiliate offer, this is your review page. That's your ranking page. Whatever the case is, it's always the same, right? The information is almost the same unless it's localized, then it has a local ending. Right? The information's the same. So this could be beneficial to anybody. So you have your main ranking content. We'll call this ranking content. All right. It would be, if you're going to be very, mess around with your link building, you're buying links from who knows who, Joe Link Builder. Might I suggest that you build out a page, a information page. Send your link types, right? Your cheap links that you're buying, or say you're using a tool, whatever the case is, something that is not white hat, right? Send all your links to this page, all of them. And the reason being is because, just like I mentioned before, link building penalties are a page-by-page basis. So that way, if there's a penalty or a link penalty in place, or if there's an issue, you can always knock this page off. But it was juicing up your main ranking page, but it's irrelevant. Yes, it may have taken months to get those links. It could have taken time, but get rid of this page, put in for a review, take all these links and revert them right back to this page. Because if you've had a manual action in the past, I'm sure you know that, hey, I've disavowed, I've gone through my manual action process, just turn the links back on, boop, send them to a new page that are then directed to this page. You don't have to completely get rid of all the links, all right? I'm just going to save you a lot of trouble in the future. If you're going to be building any type of gray hat links, do not point them at a main ranking page. Point them at a in-between. Now, a lot of what I talk about a lot of times is you're building links to a buffer page to filter out, and that's fine. You can do that. That's the very beginning layer. But when you're pointing stuff directly at your site to get that bump, might I suggest you create a buffer page that's informational based, right? That could be gathering a ton of links. Naturally, it looks natural. Send the links to that page. If you end up getting an action, delete the page, go through the process, and point the links at a new informational based page. You'll be able to get out of the action and things will be a lot better. All right. I'm going to move into tip number 3. All right. So this is a little bonus tip. So for tip number 3 is whether it is a PBN, all right, PBN links, whether it is a comment link, all right, whether it is forum links, all right, whether it is any type of link, right, Web 2s, all right, whether anything at all, anything that anybody can go out and create, all right, if you're sending links from any of these types, okay, to your website, if anyone can go out and create this very easily, do not point it directly at your website, all right? That's one tip. Send it to a intermediary. I call it a buffer site. So this is a buffer, and then send that to your website. The link coming from this site that's collecting all the power, if any power, because these types of links over the course of time, they're not getting very much traffic. A link without traffic is almost non-existent in power, all right? So all of those link types, send them to your buffer and then send them. This anchor text that from collecting all this power, if there is any, right, depending on where you're doing your link building, this needs to be a exact match. It's only one link. I wouldn't send all links as exact match, but be safe there. So, and that's the tip. These types of links that anyone can go and create eventually are losing their power day by day. Any link that is not getting traffic is losing its power day by day. All right. My name is Chris Palmer. If you have any questions related to off-page SEO, pretty much anything digital marketing or business marketing, SEO related, please feel free to ask in the comments below, and I look forward to seeing you in the next How to Build Backlinks and Link Building Safely